Purposely. Your life, God's purpose. Listen at purposely.com. Welcome to Purposely Equipped, where we help you go deeper in your faith by learning truth from the Bible. Our new series is focused on 5 habits you can start to help you build your faith. For this short series, we are joined by Brandon Beals of Venture Church.
Hey everyone, this is Brandon Beals. I am the lead pastor of Venture Church in Mill Creek. I also am a host of a podcast, Pastors Unfiltered, that you can find on iTunes and Spotify. I've been sharing for the last several weeks on behaviors that can become habits that we can develop. That if we develop these habits, it will promote our spiritual growth. Now remember, this life, it is all about Jesus. How do we make Jesus the center of our entire world? When you look around the world, you see all this darkness. The more Jesus you have in your life, the less darkness you'll have. A lot of people, their life is full of chaos. The more Jesus you have in your life, the less chaos. Let's get more of Jesus in our life. How do we do that? Well, it begins by you and I talking to Jesus. We need to read about Jesus. We need to talk about Jesus. And we need to have people in our life that we get to worship Jesus with that also love Jesus. The last habit that I want to challenge you to begin in your life is I want to challenge you to live a generous life for Jesus. Be generous with your time. Be generous with your talents. Be generous with your finances. Be a person that is generous with your life. There's a proverb, Proverb 11, verse 24. It says, one person gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty. A generous person will prosper, and whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. What does this mean? It means that as followers of Jesus, we are to live generous lives. There's people that are watching you. There's people that are watching me. And there is one thing that people are always amazed by. They are amazed by radical generosity. When you and I help someone that's in need, that amazes people. When people in a church give generously, it amazes people. When people that are uniquely gifted and talented are willing to use those gifts and talents to help other people, it amazes people. And I always tell everyone that the reason that you and I exist is to represent Jesus well. And I don't believe there's a greater way for us to represent Jesus than to be people that are generous. Recently at our church, we took a special offering for an organization called Convoy of Hope for a campaign they had called One Day to Feed the World. I didn't do a really good job advertising this to our church. I just kind of spontaneously dropped it on our church that Sunday, and I told our church 100% of what comes in this offering will go to people in another country so that children can have food. That if you will give up one day worth of your income one time in this offering, 100% of it will come and we will give it away to this organization. It will go to feed children. And we took the offering and we had hopes of what it would be and how much we would be able to give. And we were blown away by the extravagant generosity of our church. When it was all said and done in that one offering, we raised $150,000 for Convoy of Hope so that children would have food. And it became like a domino effect. It became like a tidal wave. More people wanted to give. We were all so excited. I had people from the community saying, I heard your church did this. We're so amazed. And the whole time it was just a group of people that said, we just want to take what little we have and we want to be able to give it away and live a generous life. And people are amazed by generosity. And when you and I are generous, we represent Jesus well. I always tell our church this, that it is irresistible for Jesus to bless a generous person. And I want to challenge you, be generous. Make it a behavior that becomes a habit. Just be generous with your time, your talents, and your money. If you will do these 5 things for 60 days, these will become a habit. And you will look at yourself a year later and you might say, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm definitely not where I used to be. I have grown in my faith. I've grown in my relationship with Jesus. Do these 5 things consistently and you won't be the same. You'll grow.
Special thanks again to Brandon Beals from Venture Church for help with this series. Let's keep growing in our faith together. Purposely Equipped is part of Purposely, a podcast network with practical podcasts to help you find and live in God's purpose for your life. Find more podcasts and faith resources at purposely.com.